there's no evidence that the Islamic State receives significant funds from outside sponsors. It does receive some, but it's marginal compared to what they make internally. Now, it should be pointed out two things about the oil trade. One is that since the height of their sales last summer, oil prices have plummeted. And also, coalition bombing has destroyed a lot of their refining capabilities. This has reduced the amount of money that they make, such that right now it's believed that they make more money through taxation/extortion from their population.
Now, estimates vary on how much oil does in fact bring into the Islamic State group, but the figure could be upwards of $1.5 million per day. What do you estimate the revenues at?
Well, I think before I give my estimate, it's worth saying that the revenues are very opaque. That's one reason why the estimates differ so greatly, because they're selling their oil on the black market. There's a major regional black market. So the question is, to what extent are their prices marked down? How many middlemen are they going through? And that will determine how much money they're getting. Last summer, the numbers for revenue were about $1 to $3 million. Many of my sources thought that that was too high because that represented the total amount of money that was changing hands and not what they got. My own estimate is that they probably make around $300,000 a day on oil sales. But let me say, I wouldn't put that much confidence in my own estimate because of the opacity of these figures. I think a lot of this involves extreme guesswork.
In your opinion, why hasn't the air campaign that's gone on for a year now been more successful in cutting off the source of these funds?
Because the air campaign was not going after the oil that was going out to market until very recently. In recent weeks, the coalition bombing has taken out about 200 Islamic State oil tankers that were bringing oil out to market. Until recent weeks, though, until just before these awful attacks in Paris, coalition bombing was not going after those targets. It was going after refining capabilities, but it wasn't going after the trucks that were bringing the oil out. Now, that's changed recently, which I think is a positive thing because it's clearly a vital economic target for the Islamic State, something that helps them to finance both their military and also terrorist acts like that, which we saw in Paris. But until recently, it wasn't being targeted. It's important that it is now.
That's right. Now, an article in the Financial Times makes it seem like the oil industry within Islamic State-controlled territory is, in fact, run like a national oil company, where we have headhunters, engineers, people get to name their salary. Do you think that's an accurate description, or is that a gross overestimation?
I think it's somewhere in the middle. I mean, they do have headhunters who are looking for to draw people in, engineers and the like who have technical skills. They need that. But we don't really have good information as to how it's run internally. They're going to try to attract people who have sympathies with the organization. Almost certainly, they've taken some engineers and some people with key technical skills in areas they have captured, and they make them continue working for the Islamic State. That's something that ISIS has done across a variety of industries. So that makes it somewhat like a national oil company, but also not exactly like it, because most national oil companies don't, hold their workers' families hostage.
Okay.